For this question, we are supposed to prove that cosecant square x minus 4 cosecant x plus 3 over cotangent square x minus cosecant x plus 1 equals 1 minus 3 sine x. So as per what I always tell you for proving, what we do is we change everything to sine and cosine. We start with the more complicated side, and we always begin with the end in mind. Okay, so just some of the tips that I always share for proving is that we always start more complicated side and change everything to sine and cosine. So that's what we'll do. Now I'm going to change cosecant square to 1 over sine square x, cosecant x to 4 over sine plus 3. The denominator will be, let me just make it look better. So the denominator will be cosine square over sine square minus 1 over sine x plus 1. Okay, so I'm starting with the left hand side. Now I realize that most of the terms here have the denominator sine square, and I notice that my endpoint has to end with a sine as well. So what I'll probably do is I'll do a trick here. I'm going to multiply everybody by sine square over sine square in order to get rid of all my sine square in the denominator, because I don't want one to have a fraction in a fraction. Okay, with that I end up with 1. This 4 over sine x multiplied by sine square, I'm going to get 4 sine x. 3 multiplied by sine square, I'm going to get 3 sine square. My denominator, I'm going to get cosine square minus sine x plus sine square. So if I look at my denominator, looking at cosine square and sine square, I know that this gives me 1. So I'm going to have 1 in my denominator, 1 minus sine x. Now similarly, in my numerator, I'm going to factorize this, because I know that I have this as an endpoint. So somehow there has to be some cancellation to get rid of my denominator. Otherwise, I will not end up with 1 minus 3 sine x. So with that, I have 1 minus 3 sine x, I factorize it. This is 1 minus sine x. I cancel off my common factor, and I have 1 minus 3 sine x, and shown. So this is the end of the first part. Now hence, I need to find the maximum and minimum value of cosecant square kx minus 4 cosecant kx plus 3 over cotangent square kx minus cosecant kx plus 1. So what I'll do is this. I'll take this. I know that basically it doesn't matter, because this is similar to, and it use the word hence, so I know that it's referring to it will make use of the earlier result. So actually there's no difference, because actually whether it's kx or x, right? Well, this does not affect the overall value of the function, which is between a certain range. So kx does not affect whether I put x or kx, it does not affect. So this itself, right, will be equals to 1 minus 3 sine kx. Now I also know that sine kx in itself must be between 1 to negative 1. Okay, so this affects so this gives us a certain range of answers for our friend here. Now if I look at sine kx, I know that sine kx is between 1 and negative 1. Then minus 3 sine kx will also be between 3 and minus 3. Alright, because let's say we think about the amplitude of the graph. Okay, so minus 3 sine kx, if I were to plus 1 to it, then it will be 3 plus 1 and 1 minus 3, which gives me the answer as minus 2. 1 minus 3 sine kx less than equals to 4. Okay, that's it. That's all for my question and all for my video.